Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about my experience with first year of university. I actually submitted my last assignment for first year yesterday, so I thought this was a perfect time to talk about it, as I wanted to make sure that all my assignments were out of the way. I have a number of different categories which I thought would be good to talk about, so I'll kind of go through them like that instead of a chronological order, if you know what I mean. So first, the course that I did was actually media production at Lincoln. If you don't know, I really enjoyed the course. Obviously I've only done my first year, but of that first year I really enjoy it. If you're more interested about the course, I can do a video on it, I suppose. But what it is you have loads of different categories of media production, like photography, radio, TV, film, quite a lot of different things, and through the course, through the 3 years, the aim is for you to narrow it down so that you end up specialising in one specific area at the end of those 3 years. I decided to do this course because I personally don't know what I want to do, and because of the wide options that there were, it meant that I didn't have to decide last year what specific type of media I wanted to do. Going into second year, I have had to narrow it down, which my options are photography, film and design, but only 2 of those will get chose for me. Photography and film are my top 2. Film is that popular that I might be put on design, but I like the process of being able to narrow down what modules you do so you can really find out what areas of media you enjoy. The course is also a 3-year course, which most courses are, but some have like work experiences a year in between, and this one doesn't actually offer it, so I am just there for the 3 years. All of my course is also coursework based, meaning that I don't have any exams. Everyone else at the uni, or like most people at the uni now, are starting to revise ready for May, June exams, which I really like because media is a subject which is really hard to do exams on. It shows your talent more if you are able to create it, which means that through coursework you can see what you can do rather than having to say what you can do. It is also obviously essays, but there's no exams, which I really liked and didn't even think about when choosing the course. But because the course is all coursework, it does mean that there is a lot, like a big workload. This is 100% coursework, meaning that you're doing work all the time. I kind of like this because it always gave you something to work on, and because I enjoyed what I was doing, it meant that it wasn't too strenuous having to do that work. I always had more work to do than the rest of my flatmates because of the amount of coursework that I had to do, and it also meant that they were just doing essays, whereas I was making films or doing photography or making a CD cover, that kind of thing. So yeah, when it came to deadline week, it was quite hard because of the amount of work that you have to do and had to be finished at that time. But it was a challenge and I quite enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed being able to make the specific things for each of the courses. It meant that I was able to learn skills and develop them through doing that. So that is something that I really enjoyed it. But yeah, it is a lot of work. Another big part of uni that a lot of people think of, which you have to work out along with workload, so they kind of go together, is the clubbing side and partying side of uni. I started off first year going out all the time, so fun. Like after freshers, we continued that and continued to go out ages, and I guess that's what a lot of people do as well, until you realise that you can't actually keep up that lifestyle and you end up just going out, not as often, but you still go out a lot. But before, I'm talking like 3-4 times a week, and you just can't keep up that during uni. Like a lot of people can, but on my course, when there is a lot to do, and my course had more contact hours than a lot of different courses. I had double the amount of contact hours that someone that did psychology had, so I was at uni a lot. I think you do kind of get bored of the same clubs all the time, so you don't go out as much, but it's really fun while it lasts, and I do still enjoy going out. Also, if you're not someone that goes out a lot, not everyone goes out as much as they've made out the university students do, so I really wouldn't worry about that aspect. You're not going to be left in all the time like on your own a lot, because it does die down and people do start focusing on work. And also this ties in with my next kind of point of my experience. I think when you're going out that much, it's not that healthy, if you know what I mean. Like you can't consume that much alcohol all the time. But yeah, partying is really fun. Don't worry if you're not that kind of person, because you won't get left out and it will be completely fine. But my experience was a really good experience, and I kind of enjoy now that it's not as full on. It makes it funner when it happens because you're not there all the time. In the first semester of first year, I got ill a ridiculous amount of times, and I got really weird illnesses as well. They weren't just like colds. I guess it's just because of a change of surroundings and situation, and I'm sure this didn't happen for everyone and it might have just been me, but you do get ill more at uni, and I guess that's just kind of like the lifestyle that you have, and obviously the change, like I said. In the second semester I didn't get ill at all. I just had a cold here and there, and they were not that bad, so obviously I just kind of got used to it. But in the first semester I was really bad, and it meant that it was a lot harder to do things. There was a week where I couldn't leave my room just because I just kept throwing up, and it was for no reason at all. I think because you're in such a close space, because I lived in halls, you're such a close space with so many people, illnesses get passed around super quick, which is why I think that happened. And then during the first semester I must have just built up my immune system a lot more, which is why I didn't get ill in the second semester. I also had a corneal ulcer, which is something that I mentioned before, which really affected my eye, which meant I had to come back a lot for hospital appointments, which is also another reason why I couldn't go out as much. October to Christmas, that kind of affected all the things that I was getting excited for, like Halloween and bonfires night and stuff like that. It was all around there, which was really annoying. But happy in the second semester that I didn't get ill as much as I did in the first. Be prepared to get ill. A lot of the time it will just be like a cold, like most people. Make sure that you're prepared for that and you're ready for that, because freshers flu is a real thing and it carries on for the whole of the semester. Another point which a lot of people worry about is making friends, because at university you're going to a completely different situation. You're thrown in with completely different people. If you live in halls, you have to live with other people, like strangers, which is scary to start off with. I was definitely like worried about it. And then in your course you're with completely different people and you don't know any of them in like most occasions, so you have to worry about being friends with them. And honestly, mine worked out completely fine. I shared my halls with 4 other people and I got on with 3 of them really well. The 4th one I didn't not get on with, but he just wasn't the same type of person as me, do you know what I mean? He kept himself to himself, and that's completely fine. We didn't argue, it was nothing like that, but I got on with 3 of them really well, and it made my experience a lot better, especially during the first few weeks or months when you're getting to know everyone else on your course. But when you live with people, you get close to them a lot quicker than you do when you don't live with them. I was so happy that I got on with people in my flat, because that is something that I worried about. And to be honest, if you're going to uni, don't worry about it, because chances are you'll get on with at least some of them, and I wouldn't worry about all the horror stories that you might hear. Even if you don't get on with people in your flat, it really doesn't matter. You can just make friends with the people on your course and stick with them and stuff instead. It won't make your life hell if you don't get on with the people in your flat. In my course, I found it harder to make friends with people at the start because I was throwing about groups and stuff like that, and because of how much I got on with my flat, it meant that I wasn't relying on friendships with people in my group because I didn't need to do anything with them. I just saw them a couple hours a day. But as the course went on, I started making real friendships with the people on my course, and I started going out with them and hanging around with them more, and started doing stuff with them and do simple things like work dates and stuff, because we obviously did the same course, so we had the same deadline, so we know exactly what like we each needed to do. And we just hang out doing work or doing anything, going out. And it was really nice to know that I was comfortable both at uni and in my flat. It was a really nice situation to be in. I was hanging around quite a lot with some people on my course because of the fact of how long I was at uni and how much I had to stay at uni to do the work. First semester I was really focusing on being close with my flatmates, and in the second semester I was focusing on being close with my course mates, so I kind of got the best of both worlds. But yeah, in the second semester I was definitely a lot closer with some people on my course, which I really liked. Honestly, I think don't worry about making friends, and everyone's in a new situation and everyone's worrying about the same things, so it's completely fine. It's not like everyone else was friends before you got there. Everyone's new to each other, so just put yourself out there and yeah, things will just fall into place. Another thing that you focus on in first year is getting a house for the second year if you're thinking about accommodation. First year I lived in Hayes Wharf, which is an accommodation in Lincoln. It was really nice, and if any of you are wondering about accommodation in Lincoln, definitely check that out. It was like a 4 or 5 minute walk from the uni. It was really close. It was really well kept, and it's quite small, and they keep your parcels for you, which was really nice, so you don't need to go to the post office. And yeah, I just really like it. Because of how expensive it is, you do really think about getting a house for the second year, which is what we definitely did. Like I said, I got on with 3 of my flatmates really well, and because we decided to a house before Christmas, which is when you generally do, you start thinking about it in November, December type of thing, so you really don't get that much of a chance to see how close you are with people, if you get what I mean. But yeah, the 4 of us decided that we wanted to share a house, so we started house hunting. We wanted a 4-bedroom with 2 bathrooms, which are really hard to find. If you want 2 bathrooms, it's normally with 5 bedrooms, but we managed to find a couple of houses, and we picked our favourite, and we signed the contract for that it was before Christmas, so it happened really quickly. So I was really happy about that situation, and I didn't have to worry about it for the rest because I was secure in that situation. Our house consisted of 2 girls and 2 boys, which was a really nice mix, and it meant that like the 2 boys were closer and the 2 girls were closer, and it kind of just stayed like that, and that was what we were going to do in the house. But in like March, the girl said that she was dropping out of uni, which kind of left the house up in the air. We'll get someone else to move into the house, which is something that I was really worried about because it meant that I'm going to have to make friends with everyone all over again. But the other day I went back to Lincoln, it was in the vlog, and I've met like 2 girls before that. This ended up not moving in, and this 3rd girl I met when I went back up, and she is definitely moving in now, I think. So it's still going to be 2 girls and 2 boys, but this girl I don't know anything about. I don't know her at all, apart from when I met her for 10 minutes. Yeah, the house didn't work out exactly how I thought it would, but everything happens for a reason. I really hope that I get on with her well, and it might end up to be the best situation. So I don't know, I don't want to be negative about it, but that is something that happened with our house. So if you're choosing a house, make sure one of them does not want to drop out of uni, because it makes things a lot harder. So I think that is just about everything I wanted to talk about. I talked about my course, friends, illness, house, clubbing. I think that's pretty much it. If there is anything you want to know, leave it below and I will reply. Just if there was any questions, if you have any other uni suggestions, leave them below, because I know a lot of people are going to uni in September that have a lot of questions. So if you do want something like that or any suggestions, do leave them below. But yeah, I think that's about it for my first year experience. Overall, my first year was so fun. I enjoyed it so much, and it was easier than I thought at times and harder than I thought at times. To be honest, it was nothing like I would expect it to be, and I kind of liked that. I liked experiencing the uni experience, and yeah, I'm excited to go into second year, even though it starts to count in second year and it's a lot more pressure. I kind of really enjoyed first year, and yeah, there's nothing really that I would change about it because everything added up to the experience that I had. And yeah, I'm really happy with the point that I'm at now with it. So yes, that is it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to give it a thumbs up, comment down below and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And me and Brodie will see you on Sunday with the weekly vlog. Goodbye!